sir.
Okay, so it started now.
Very
now,
well.
I'll share the document with you again.
Yes, sir.
Which is the agenda. So
yes,
in 2006, we commissioned a team of between 6 and 8 academics to look into how we can have our own foundation program. It was very new at that time. There are not many colleges or institutions have a foundation program. It took us 2 years before we had a final product, which then involved writing the curriculum. One of the things you do when it comes to a foundation program is to write a curriculum of what you want to do. So each academic did write, some wrote one, some wrote two, some wrote different. Even I wrote curriculum for probably a couple of subjects. Law is my background, but I do different things also. So we wrote it. It took us 2 years to compile everything. So in 2008, we had about 53 pages of the curriculum ready, and we sent it to, I believe, we wrote 95 universities in UK. In those days, it's not like now you just email things and somebody will receive it the next day. In those days, you have to post everything.
Yes.
You post it to them, and then you wait for. The good thing about UK is when you post, it gets there and that time next day. So you have guaranteed next day delivery. UK was still good then. So you don't have to worry about delay. So within that same week that we posted to 95 universities, we received 3 of them said, fine, they like it. Yes, they recognize it, and blah, 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 And then we started getting more and more and more universities respond. Some say yes, some said no, some said, of course, they want more questions about various aspects of the program. So, and that was actually 2006 and 2008. Even we ourselves, we were surprised as to the speed of their reply. Because, sometimes when you are swimming against the tide, you don't know how powerful the undercurrent will be. You just give it a best shot. And sometimes the current may not be as tough. You just swim through and then, wow, I'm on the other side. It's like, wow, I'm there. So even when we got all these universities saying yes to the IUF, people were like, what? What do we do next? You took us other ways. We didn't realize it was going to be so straightforward. But then having worked for 2 years on it, we know, again, we shouldn't have been surprised. So next point, university recognition.
Sure.
You see, once now you have a curriculum and universities say yes to it, we were happy to just teach it. So the first, I think that year we taught it for ourselves in our school at London College of Business and Law. Our name then was Middlesex College of Law.
Okay.
So, and we were just happy, and we had about 50-something students studying the IUFE with us, because then you could recruit from abroad. It was straightforward, no difficult. Visa was very easy, I would say. Yeah. So it was doing great. And I believe in 2009, late 2008, a friend of mine who has a college in Nigeria asked me, Bola, I like this, a new program. Can we teach it in Nigeria? And I said, you know what? I don't know, because they gave it to us at London College of Business and Law. I don't know whether they will say, they will give us the permission to franchise it. Yeah. So the question was, he was actually the second person that was asking me. Somebody asked me and I said, no, I'll try. But when he asked me, because he was a good friend, I said, okay, let me ask the universities. So again, we wrote the universities. This is what we wanted to do. This time around, it was email we sent to them. Yeah. And lo and behold, within, that same week again, 3 universities said, yes, of course you can franchise. That's good. Oh, yes, you can even get more students. Oh, blah, blah, blah. Other universities questioned the franchise, like, oh, how will you manage the exams? The exams was the biggest issue. Integrity of examinations, if they are run by schools apart from yours. But then we were able to say, you know what, we will still market. So even if they do the exams in their own schools, all the scripts will come to us in UK, and we are going to be responsible for moderating the exams in terms of who passes or who fails. So some of them were quite happy with that. And then they asked also for the English language requirement. They wanted the IELTS as part of the requirement, which again was out of our control. As you probably know, ours is independent.
Sure.
So, and with the ALS and IUFP together, they were quite happy with that. So no problem at all. And for us too, no problem at all. So that was how the union recognition went on and on. At that time, by 2013, about 5 years later, we actually had 18 universities in UK that recognized the IUFP at the time. Some will give us progression agreements, some will give us just case by case that, you know what, when we receive applications, we will decide. But progression agreement is, we will consider your applications whenever we receive it. So there's a difference in that. So right now we've got 3 of them: University of Hertfordshire, University of Greenwich, and St. Mary's University, that actually give progression agreement for the program. And the rest, Aston University gave us what is called mapping, which means they did their own internal mapping of the course. They looked at the curriculum and they say, you know what, if you send students to us, this is what we will do. We will accept this, accept this, accept it, if they meet this criteria. So the mapping is almost as good as progression agreement. But the difference is, it doesn't come with a, like, if we send students to them, we'll give you a commission, which we have with the other universities. You know, so it's just like mapping, saying that we've looked at your curriculum, we're happy with it, and we'll consider your students. And this is if they have 50% here, 60% there, 40% there, 70% there. This is what we will need if they want to do this, and this course.
Yeah.
So that is, you know, in terms of, right now we have 14 universities in whole in UK that would accept students who have done IUFP. We have 1 in Canada, 1 in Australia, 1 in Dubai, UAE, which is Middlesex, and 1 in Mauritius, which is also UAE, which is also Middlesex. Yeah. So that's why we sometimes boast and say IUFP is recognized in 5 continents.
Well, absolutely, that is it. I mean, IUFP has set its feet in 5 continents, so it's recognized.
Exactly.
That's okay.
We have our footprints in 5 continents.
Absolutely.
So that is as far as university recognition is concerned. If we move to relationship with London College of Business and Law, I'm speaking a bit fast. Are you okay with it?
Yeah, very much okay. Very much okay.
Because I don't know if the internet will go again. I want to cover as much as possible.
Absolutely, absolutely. That is wise. Okay. That is wisdom, sir.
Okay, good. So, relationship with London College of Business and Law. There is a key relationship with LCBL. LCBL actually still owns the intellectual property of the IUFP curriculum.
Okay.
Now, you see, IUFP itself does the only 2 things that IUFP stands on. 1, its curriculum. Right now, it's about 7-something pages.
Yeah.
We revised it in 2018. It's a brand new curriculum. In 2018, we added subjects like maths, physics, chemistry, and biology. In 2018, it was not there before. So now we have 15 subjects, 12 which are like compulsory. We call them core subjects.
Yeah.
And the remaining 12, students can choose 3, which will influence and decide which degree they want to go and study.
Okay.
So that means they have choice. And of course, the degree choices are so many these days, depending on what student wants to do.
Yeah.
Now, London College of Business and Law retains that intellectual property ownership.
Okay.
Because, you know, you just don't give away what you've created. It took you 2 years to develop.
Yes.
And subsequently in 2018 took us a whole year to finalize.
Yeah.
So that is the curriculum is the most important document of IUFP, because that is what you share with partner schools.
Yeah.
Which partner schools then teach. And it's the basis on which we examine. And it's the basis on which our e-books on the IUFP portal, our bespoke books are based. So that tells you the IUFP curriculum is so important, and it is owned by LCBL.
Very well.
Now, what is the return? You remember when you if you write a song and you wax a record, even if you have waxed it 10 years ago, you still get paid royalties.
That's right.
Good. Now, LCBL doesn't do much with IUFP right now, apart from support it with academics who can mark the scripts, you know, design the examination, set the exam, design and mark the scripts. That's mostly what the role LCBL plays.
Okay. Okay.
But then the real job is done by IUFP Global Education UK.
Okay.
The marketing, the management, the promotions. That is why you hardly see LCBL logo in anything. Everything is the logo of IUFP. And you see the name IUFP Global Education UK.
That's right.
The relationship is, if we use LCBL as the promoter of IUFP, it sometimes limits it. It limits IUFP as a brand. If you remember, the name is London College of Business and Law.
Yeah.
It's a restrictive name.
Yes.
If it had been London College, fine. But when you use business and law, and we don't want to change the name all because we've changed the name a few times. We just had to leave it. So that's why when you have IUFP Global Education UK as the marketing company of the franchise of IUFP, then it begins to make sense by separating the responsibilities. So the dealings you've been having so far is with IUFP Global Education UK, because your job is part of taking the IUFP forward in Ghana and at some point when it is conducive in Tanzania. So you can understand that relationship, because sometimes you may see the logo of LCBL on some of the documentation, particularly the curriculum and documents like that. And some of them may wonder, what has the LCBL got to do with IUFP?
That's
right.
See,
it owns the curriculum, it owns the intellectual property in the curriculum. So, and with university admissions, that again, LCBL is, the university recognizes LCBL in terms of the progression agreements.
Okay.
If you say IUFP Global Education UK, the university will ask you, well, what is that?
That's right.
You see? But if you say London College of Business and Law, oh yes, they are our partners. We know them. So that is the relationship. It's very important for you to know. And it influences university admissions. You see, when now I'm on number 4 now, when we are applying to universities, when students have finished the IUFP, not even when they finish, by the time they are halfway, we already make applications to universities for them. Because exams, they do the exams for the core exams in December, January.
Yeah.
Once they've done that, by January, and the results are out, by January for February, we already begin the university application process.
Wow.
We don't wait until June, July, no.
Okay.
So by January, by February, in some cases, they will already have conditional acceptance. One university or 2 universities. So which means the students can then focus on their 3 remaining subjects. And once they pass it and meet the criteria, their admissions becomes unconditional.
That's right.
So that university admissions, we know we've got, God knows, 15 universities, but not all of them have rewards with it. Unless a student insists on going to a particular university outside the 3, we don't mind, help them, but that will have to go through UCAS.
Okay.
But if they want to apply to any of the 3, it is direct application. We don't go through UCAS, and they don't have to pay for it. But if they go through UCAS, they have to pay.
They have to pay for it.
Yes, UCAS has a fee to it.
Okay.
So for us, it's important that students have 5 credits.
Okay. Which
must include English and mathematics.
Yeah.
Whatever they want to study. Yeah. That's because in Ghana, UK universities recognize the WAEC. If a student has credit in WAEC, UK universities accept it as satisfying the English language requirement. But Australia and Canada is different.
Yes.
They want IELTS. And it has to be 6.0, minimum 5.5 in each subtest. So if a student wants to go to Canada or Australia, then they have to do IELTS. So that is very important in terms of university admissions.
That's right.
But then we don't get any money if they go to Canada. We don't get any money if they go to Australia. And these commissions, between you and I, that is where I said what we're discussing in all our communications is not bad. If you look at commission from all of them, 15%, that's not bad. If somebody goes to university and is like Greenwich, you know, somebody can say it's expensive, but let's just say their fee average £14,000. I know it's a lot of money if you're in Ghana, but if you divide that by 100 and you multiply it by 15, that's £2,100. That's our commission. That's a reasonable commission, you know, which we then split with you. You get 20%. The school gets 10%. And we keep the remaining 70%. Now, if we don't have a partner school, if we're not offering money to partner school, again, we don't have to. But that's something that we want to do for those schools in Ghana. It's just a token, but if you know, that's £210, an example. That's why, you know, in business, we have to also look after ourselves because we are not charity. You know, if we decide to be charity, it's different. But we are in business. And we have to ask ourselves, who can buy my product? You see, now, if you go to a shop, or let's say you want to buy a car, you set up a car, or let's say you set up a car dealership in Kumasi, and you sell Rolls Royce, and you sell Golf, and you sell Audi, and you sell BMW, and then Mercedes. Some people will come. They are not interested in Golf or Mercedes or BMW. They will only go to the section that has Rolls Royce in it.
That's right.
And it's as simple as that. That's the way life is. The same thing IUFP. I know you have this big vision for it and this big idea. I share that with you. But we have to live in the real world. You see, IUFP may not be a course that every school will choose to do or every student can go and do. Because what is IUFP? IUFP is about, I'm now on number 5 now, working with partner schools. IUFP is about those who want to come and study abroad for their degree. Simple. In Ghana, there are universities locally, very good universities, sound universities. But somebody will say, I don't want my child to go there.
That's right.
Just like somebody will say, well, I can see your dealership, you have Audi, you have Mercedes, but I'm not interested in that.
Yes.
It's the Rolls Royce I'm interested in. Just take me and show me what you've got. How many of it, you know. So the same thing. Some people, they can afford to go to university in Ghana. They can afford the best university in Ghana, but they don't want to go there. They like the idea that their child is abroad. That's our market. So how we get those kind of students, how we get the kind of schools that can attract those kind of students, that is our job. So in terms of working with partner schools and choosing partner schools, it has to be a selective measure. Like you already have nailed it. Why do I say that? You said you have contact with the president or chairman of the private school association.
Very well.
Those are the kind of schools that, you know, it is only private schools that can teach IUFP. And I can tell you right now, when we have the seminar, If we have 50 schools and I speak to them, and I get maybe a colleague to also speak to them, if we have 10% saying they would do it, then we would have done very well.
Absolutely.
Because some of them will list for you so many reasons why they cannot do it.
Yeah.
And those that will do it, they will list for you reasons why they want to do it.
That's right.
So that's the way it works. It's those that can actually deliver the IUFP curriculum, which is similar to A-levels.
Yeah.
They are the ones that our targets will be when it comes to having partner schools.
Yeah.
And again, there has to be a strategy to it. For example, in Kumasi is a big city.
Absolutely.
Accra is a big city.
Absolutely.
Those kind of cities, you probably don't even need more than 2 schools for each city.
Yeah.
In the whole of Ghana, if you strategize and say, okay, maybe 10 schools in the whole of Ghana, if you set your target, your sight, sometimes make it reasonable and realistic and achievable. It helps. If you now exceed your expectations, why not?
Of course. I mean, to the glory of the Lord, sure.
Otherwise, if one takes it too big and then one doesn't hit those targets, it can cause demoralization.
Absolutely.
You see, so we have to be realistic in our expectations so that we do not get disappointed if it doesn't work so quickly. And don't forget, now is a better time.
Yeah.
Why do I say that? When we started in 2013, 2006, 2008, in those years, foundation program was very rare.
Absolutely. Very, very rare.
So we needed a lot of convincing of people. Some people said, foundation? Foundation what? I've never heard of it.
Sure.
You know, and it can even be embarrassing.
Very.
As if you're doing something dodgy. Oh, we only know about A-levels. Oh, what is this foundation? Are you sure? Oh, what university? Oh, you should try to go there? Oh, really? All sorts of questions.
Yeah.
So it's a question of looking at our targets, having somebody in that sort of role with private schools. There will be those already in private schools that are already wanting something like this, but they don't even know how to go about it.
Yes.
Again, those are the kind of people that will embrace the IUFP readily because they've seen maybe 1 or 2 other schools do it, and they don't know how they did it.
Yes.
Or some have wanted to do it with maybe other institutions. Like if you want to do IUFP, foundation with, there's an institution for foundation, I've forgotten their name now. They charge, I think they charge £3,000. They charge the partner schools £3,000.
Wow.
The one we charge 625, they charge £3,000, and their own is you pay it annually.
Wow.
Yes. So it's not like you pay it one-off like ours. No.
Yes.
Every year you have to pay it in order to teach their students. So, and then they charge the students also, I can't remember how much. I think, either 2,000 or 1,000 or 2,500. I can't remember how much they charge the students. So again, different products, different providers, different fees.
That's right.
But for us, working with partner schools, I believe in those days we used to charge 1,450.
Okay.
The students, but now we brought it down, and now we provide our own books, which is provided on the portal, is ebooks, bespoke. So now things are a lot better than what we used to, in terms of what we offer.
Yeah.
So with partner schools, is a question of the more you understand what the product is, the more you understand how to deal with people who inquire. Because when they are asking you questions and you are able to give them the answers, it helps with confidence building.
That's true.
You see, because if you have to come back to me for every answer, it will not sound, you know, but the more, if they see that you know exactly your product and you are talking confidently, that is good news. It's That's good news for you, it's good news for them, it's good news for me and my team.
Absolutely.
See? So number 7, working with regional representatives. You know, we have others too. We have, for example, in Nigeria, we have in Dubai, we have in Ghana, we have in China even.
Okay.
But, you know, different countries, different issues. You asked me yesterday about legislation.
Yes.
We even have one in Kenya also. You see, in Nigeria, you can teach whatever you like. You don't need to have governmental approval.
Wow.
You don't need to register.
Ah.
Yeah. In Dubai, UAE is different. You need governmental approval before you can teach anything as a school. A school cannot just say, I want to teach IUFP. No. In Kenya, you need governmental approval before you can teach the IUFP.
Yeah.
In Zambia, you don't. We've been teaching IUFP in Zambia for 3 years.
Wow. Okay.
Now, in India, you don't. You can wake up one morning and say you want to teach IUFP. You don't need to go to any government to say yes to what you want to do.
Wow.
In China, as far as I know, so far, you know, we haven't got a school yet, but our rep there says we don't, again, need a government approval. And that's a highly regulated country.
Absolutely.
So you now find that each country have their own peculiarities.
Yeah.
And when you mention you should register IUFP in Ghana, for me, I have an idea which is even bigger than what you have in mind.
Wow.
You see, it's one thing to be a regional rep. That is a good idea. But it's another thing to actually own the IUFP yourself in Ghana. You see, right now there's a team in Nigeria. They are working towards, they've set something up, Clady University Pathways, which is, they will own the IUFP. They will take the IUFP to schools and they will run it in that school. And they will pay IUFP a fee. In the schools they go to, they will not ask the school for anything apart from facilities. So all the school does is, okay, you can use 2 classrooms, you can use our laboratories, and we share the income. But you pay your staff yourself, you pay your marketing, you pay everything, but your profits or your income at source will be shared. So let's say, for example, somebody pays you £100. Out of that £100, we will always get 30%, £30. So it means they have guaranteed income.
Yes.
From your activities. So if you have 100 students and you put your price reasonable and you make some money, 30% of that goes into their pocket. Whether you make profit or not is not the university or the school's business. They collect at source of what you receive from your students. So there will be transparency. So that is an idea that, you know, if we are to have the IUFP in Ghana, for example, I'm happy to sell the rights to somebody in Ghana or a company in Ghana, but they have to buy it and it's not going to be cheap.
Yeah.
Because I mean, in some countries, you cannot be a director of a company, so they won't allow you to own a company, you know, to be part owner even. So I don't know about Ghana, but some countries, only their residents can be shareholders or directors. I remember when I was a director of a company in India, we had to register specifically. They had to go through a certain process because at that time we had franchises of LCBL in India. So I had to be, they have to screen you, their own business department. will screen you for that you are a person of good character before you can be a director of a company in their country. They didn't prohibit it, but you just have to go through that process. So that's something that, can be done going forward. But you will have to be somebody who say, you know what, I like this concept. I have the money. I want to own it in Ghana. I want someone like you can then be a co-director.
Yeah.
You see where I'm coming from? And that way, you can then specifically choose schools that you feel you can work with, and then go into those schools and say, can we use your facilities? We have the resources, we have the teachers, or we can even use your teachers and we'll pay your teachers when they teach IUFA curriculum. But we do the marketing ourselves. We don't involve you. We have our own admin team. We don't involve you.
Yeah.
And that way, the product can be grown even bigger and quicker.
That's right.
It's like somebody says, I want to buy the rights for IUFP in Ghana. We're looking at that in China right now, in terms of how do we monetize the rights, and then we give a local company the right to promote it, to deliver it. It's like, when you have a company, you go to a country, you then have local directors, isn't it?
Sure.
And then you allow them to run the company locally. You give them the business ideas, the business tricks, the trade of the business. You share that with them so they can run your business locally. And they can have their chairman, their CEO, their whatever, all locally. And then you can give your expertise. Maybe you put one white man there as a senior, this, senior, that, who then give them guidance on the ground.
Yeah.
So it's not a new concept, but it's a concept that can be fleshed, that can then grow. But it's something I just thought I'll mention because it links with 6 and 7, working with regional representatives and then growing the IUFP globally.
Yeah.
They fit together.
Sure.
So now, questions.
Absolutely. Fantastic delivery. And that's wonderful. I appreciate your time.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes. Haven't listened carefully. I sincerely, in the first place, in fact, I appreciate the education. That is the first thing. I want to really sound it clearly and carefully. I really appreciate the education on IUFP and their models of Esperanto and all the things surrounding it. And I think from my end and on behalf of Harvest Time, certainly, it's a privilege for us to really have the opportunity to be part of IUFP curriculum and to be part of the partnership and to be part of promoting it and to be part of working to grow IUFP globally. It's a major privilege to us, yes. Now, let me start from where you end up on 6 and 7, partnering, growing, franchising. In Ghana, the Ghana Education Service Act, 1992 Constitution Education Act, states clearly, and is linked up as well with the Ministry of Trade in Ghana, because they see education as a business as well, especially when it's coming from a private angle. They are not looking at it, any other way. It's just business. Okay. So what the act carefully stated is that if someone who is not a Ghanaian will have to run an educational product in Ghana, first, the person must satisfy the government of Ghana that the law of getting a local team to work with and not bringing your team to come and run your company or your business locally. No. Yes, we recognize you as a father, the head of the company, and you have that privilege. But then, one, the law requires that the company should be legally registered. Two, the team should be 80% local team members. Yeah. And then also in terms of taxation, when that is done, then taxation is quantified within the local taxing system instead of giving it a foreign taxing penalty system. Now, so franchising, yes, of course, the opportunity to franchise is there, even though it's an individual-based opportunity, because it's an individual institution or personality who decided, oh, listen, I want to have the franchise of IUFP. You understand? But then it is not a mandate from the legal aspect to now insist that because you are bringing it out there, it must be on a franchise working or operational agreement in Ghana. No. All they want is, we want to be sure of what you are doing, and the government want to be sure it is safe and it will benefit Ghanaian, as well as you that have brought it. You also benefit from it, because you can't bring your product here without benefiting from it. It's not possible. So we must also make sure that by law, your benefit is secure, as well as the local beneficiary as well would not also be denied the right to also enjoy the privilege of whatever it is from that. Yes. And so I was looking at that angle because I've had several experience, like I intimated I think in my last submission. I don't know if you heard of Vision International University in Ramona, California, to be precise.
Vision?
Yes, sir.
No.
Okay. Well, Vision, it's a private university, had existed in US for over 42 years now. Yes, and they have satellite campuses in over 160 nations worldwide.
Okay.
Yes, and I was privileged while in the US. I actually went through, that is where I had my first degree in theology.
Okay.
Yes, and since I returned, along other things that I did since my returning back to Africa and Ghana, they said, listen, I mean, if you want to facilitate our degree program to even doctorate degree, go ahead. I signed the contract agreement with them, and is an unconditional contract agreement because there's no time frame, even as I'm talking to you right now. So, and when they came, the government said, listen, your brand name Vision International University must be registered with the government of Ghana so that you will have the legal protection, and then you also have the right to print out a receipt who will then give you the right for tender legal collection of funds on your services. As you provide services, people pay for it. And then out of that, of course, you have your taxes are being localized instead of your taxes being internationally, which is considerably exorbitant. Of course, it's considerably exorbitant. So that was what they did. And with other ones, again, that has been the experience. That is why I started, because I know the benefit that those who come and registered their company here benefit. And those who want to do, okay, let me hang on the Harvest Time. Harvest Time will facilitate or run IUFP in Ghana, but then Harvest Time cannot issue receipts in the name of IUFP when IUFP is not on the list of the government registration company. It's not possible. Harvest Time can only issue receipt either on behalf of IUFP on the basis of representation, but does not have the authorization to defend that because the money does not go into Harvest Time account. It goes into IUFP account. And then the Bank of Ghana will now have to question, why are you signing the receipt and the fund is not going into your account? The fund goes outside Ghana. So these are the legal areas that from experience I know of, and I think to protect the interests of IUFP, for us to take advantage and maximize our expansion even beyond, locally or regional level. I wanted to suggest and bring that understanding. If it is possible, fine. If it is not also possible, yes, Harvest Time was standing and running. But then the temptation of the fact that Harvest Time may have to answer some legal question in terms of taking fund on behalf of a company that is not registered in Ghana. You understand? Because we take the fund, yes, to be 24 hours, you have to forward it immediately to, for example, Eagle College today, the proprietor came for the invoice. Okay. And the invoice is over 5,000 Ghana cedi. You understand? The invoice figure that IUFP have for Eagle College to pay is over 5,000 Ghana cedi, which is telling me that he has to really struggle. I said, well, don't worry. You struggle out and pay. I trust. And I've been encouraging him. Every now and then he called me. He has a lot of questions. He wants to know. I mean, what is the credibility of IUFP and what is the guarantee of, all the universities and all that and all that and all that. But the good thing about Eagle College, however, from all the communication correspondence online that I've been having with him, is that he's an open guy and he is not afraid of taking business risks. And he is not doing basic academic level. He starts from senior high school academic level, and then he moves on to the higher certificate. He is not dealing with those basic level education system. No, yes. So he understands me because from the use of international exposure and language in facilitating the university program, he understands me easily. And that is why I say, no, listen, please, I want it. Let's do it. You come help me. Let's do it. Get me through. I want to sign up the partnership. So it's a good thing, to be very honest. And for me, I really want us to take advantage and see the privilege of growing IUFP in Ghana really move fast. He was even, you notice on the form, inspection form, he indicated that he is looking at between now and June to make sure that 200 students sign up.
Well, as I said, I always like to, I want, there is a difference between Ghana and Nigeria and Tanzania.
Yes.
You see, Ghana is on the up.
That's right.
No matter what anybody says, compared to Nigeria, economically, I mean, I see buildings that are being built in Ghana now.
Yes.
I see housing estates. I watch programs about Ghana. These are things that years ago you would not have thought.
Absolutely.
Ghana also discovered oil. So it may not be as much as we have in Nigeria. But again, the population of Ghana compared to Nigeria, again, it has less mouth to feed.
Absolutely.
So which means if there are resources in Ghana that can bring external resources, external income, are managed properly, Ghana could actually grow very rapidly. And that then increases the purchasing power
absolutely
of an average Ghanaian.
Yes.
So
that's
the way
true.
one looks at it is the number one question for a product like it's the IUFP. IUFP is a niche product.
Sure.
When I say niche product, it's not for everybody. And we've covered that.
Yeah.
The middle class likes to say my child studied abroad.
Sure.
Whether you're a Nigerian or in Kenya or Tanzania or Zambia or wherever you are, Ghana, the middle class, even in India, it is almost like a star.
Sure.
On their shoulder.
That's right.
That their child is studying abroad.
Abroad, that's right.
Now, whether they can afford it or not is a different question.
Sure.
Some can afford it, some cannot. Some will, Indians will go and mortgage their house for their child to go to private school in UK.
Wow.
They will remortgage their house and remortgage it so that their child can have a first-class education. Now, they will say, it's better their children have this first-class education and they have a better chance of a future than if they leave the house for the child mortgage-free. Because if you leave a house for a child that is mortgage-free and that child has not had a good education and is not doing very well, sooner or later the child will sell their house.
Absolutely.
And squander the money.
Yes.
But if a child has been blessed with excellent education and the child can now stand on their own feet, this same child might be able to say, you know what, Dad, Mom and Dad, how much do you still owe on the mortgage? I pay it off for you because I know you sacrificed for me. Now, you have your house fully paid for. You have a child that is very well educated and earning stupid, serious, big salary.
Sure.
On both, you win.
That's right.
So the same mentality Africans, they spend money on their children's education more than any other group in the world.
Yeah.
And that is where we stand with IUFP. It's a niche program. And that means there are those that will hear about it and they will embrace it. They will ask all their questions for as long as we have all the answers for them.
Sure.
And they will enroll. Whether it will be 200, 150, 30, I don't know. But I will pick my numbers. I'll be modest.
Very well.
My numbers.
Very well.
That's what I will say. I'll be modest with my numbers because expectations can be, if expectations are not met, it can be demoralizing.
Absolutely. Yeah. When he indicated that, in fact, I placed a WhatsApp call to look at the responses on the form, and I have to interrogate some of them. So I asked him a specific question. I said, how do you intend to achieve this 200 between now and June or September maximum next year? He said, oh, well, his school, he has 80% of his students on from referral, I mean.
Yeah.
So, and he told me people call him, parents call him from Germany, some call him from UK, some call him from Italy, some call him from US, that they want their children to come to his school. So part of the publicity he enjoys is the fact that 80% of the students he has are from basic recommendation referral. Now, so he has confidence in that if these same people get to know that he had IUFP as a partner, I mean, almost, according to him, he will have almost 100% referral, and that would mean that the student group population will be quite high. That is why he's confident. Even though he told me he also ran television advertisement, he also does radio advertisement alongside the social media, even though he says the Ghanaian government got it pivot with the use of social media because legally a lot of people have been taken on and then use the social media to actually do a whole lot of, ridiculous things. So the social media information is not really convincing and strong. And then, business attracting. So he depends on the television, radio, as well as his referral. These were the answer he gave me. I said, well, okay, I'll be happy to support you in whichever way possible to make sure that what you have in mind, you're on the ground. Yes, I'll come. I mean, we are Ghanaian. When he got to know where I came from, his father also came from where my father came from, in the northern part of Ghana. Yes. So that also, increases excitement. I said, well, don't worry. IUFP, by the grace of God, I can guarantee him that it's a good institution and they have good academic products, especially for the target student group or parent that want to bring or send their children abroad for a very good academic opportunity. So yeah, that is what he wants.
Yes. So you see, it's important, as we are discussing tonight, that, schools, school heads, stakeholders, partner school heads, that they have an understanding of the IUFP. And I'm going to organize a webinar, most likely 5th of August, I will fix it for. And I'll bring the other partner schools in Nigeria. And the lady in Zambia also. It's going to be the Africa ones. And possibly the gentleman in Kenya. So that, it's just to get to know each other. And I'll theme it in a different way.
Very well.
Because most of what we've discussed, they're aware of it already. So it will just be teaching the IUFP in the pandemic or something like that. Because some schools are having challenges because of the lockdown. And the school in Tanzania has taught the IUFP, the school in Zambia has taught IUFP partly online and partly face-to-face in the last 2 years since the coronavirus started. So the question then is, can we draw from that experience?
Absolutely.
Because schools are telling me in Nigeria, oh, shut down, oh, blah, blah, blah. They've just finished exams now, a cohort in 2 different schools in Nigeria. But then again, people are telling me, oh, pandemic, infections rates are getting higher. It's affecting promotion, marketing, people moving about, and the things they want to do. For example, there is another school that, a couple of schools that have joined hands to do together. The main school is in Lagos, but the partner school is in Abuja. So again, possibly I'm thinking, I'm going to try and keep it simple in terms of just meeting everyone online, on Zoom, and then sharing experiences.
Very well.
And someone like you can also benefit just hearing possibly the challenges the others are facing. And if you feel you want the proprietor of Eagles College to be part of it, fine, I'll leave that decision to you. You see, because it's going to be mostly heads of schools and some of our, I don't want to bring the people in China and Dubai, India into this, because the issues in those regions are different.
Absolutely.
And there are some conversations that I don't have with them because my relationship with them is different.
That's right.
So, and
that's right.
That is why the Africa IUFP stakeholders, we will look at how do we really take it forward. So for me, I think, you see, understanding what it involves and the challenges is something that can be empowering.
Absolutely.
See, if you're going to fight a war, you need to know how many tanks that you have.
Yeah.
You need to know how many guns that you have. Out of those guns, how many of them are machine guns? How many are submachine guns?
Yeah.
You need to know how many soldiers that you want to put in front A, front B, front C to defend yourself and another group to attack. So the same thing with IUFP or any brand or any product.
Yeah.
SWOT analysis. What are the strengths of this product?
Sure. This
product is still maybe a niche product in Ghana. Everybody likes something new. That's the, it's like, why do people change their cars? You could use a car for 20 years, you just maintain it, service it. Why change it after 4 years or 5 years?
Yeah, everybody likes something new.
When a new model comes,
yes,
they want the new model. That's the way life is. So if people talk about, oh, there's a foundation program you can do, 6 months, 1 year, whatever, you go and study in UK, you've mentioned scholarship and things like that. Maybe some of our universities, they don't use the word scholarship in a big way. They use the word discounted fees.
Okay.
They don't want to give, their discounted fee is what they call scholarship also. They won't give free scholarship, come for a whole year, don't pay anything. None of our partner universities do that.
Okay.
Because they are in business.
Absolutely.
You said to me, the Ghanaian Act, Education Act, they recognize schools as a business.
Yes.
The same thing. UK is one of the biggest educational business centers in the world because everybody comes here.
Yeah.
You see, everybody wants to be associated. They come from the East, they come from the West, they come from the North, they come from the South. So which means they value what they have.
That's right.
So because of that, why would I give you scholarship when I can easily fill my class?
Yeah, it doesn't make sense, sure.
Doesn't make sense. I mean, for every, like Greenwich, for example, they've closed their master's admissions. We are just in July.
Yeah.
Before you know it, they will close their even undergraduate admissions. Which means we have filled out our places. And the fee is 14,500 for undergraduates and got to 15,500 for masters and more than that for PhDs. And yet it is packed and full before you can call Jack Robinson. Why? Because we are in Ghana, we sit in Ghana, but they are in UK. How many people want to come and study in Ghana? Now Nigerians come to Ghana because they have electricity in Ghana. They don't kill people in Ghana like they're killing them in Nigeria. So Ghana is seen as a safer country.
Yeah.
The Fulanis in Ghana, they've been put under control. I don't know which, Fulanis are everywhere. But for me, I don't care if Fulanis or Hausa, it doesn't matter to me.
That's right.
Can I have peace if I come and live with you? Yes, thank you very much. I'll come and live with you.
That's right.
Ghana have Fulanis, but they're not killing people there.
Yes.
You see, they live within the law, they respect the law, nobody is chasing them, they're not chasing anybody.
That's right.
But in Nigeria, it is different because some people, they are manipulating them. And they use certain types, the big Fulanis don't kill anybody. The rich Fulanis don't kill anybody. They don't want to live in peace. Who doesn't want to live in peace?
Everyone.
Exactly.
Everyone.
So they will manipulate some groups and they use them. Yorubas also, they're into robbery. Yorubas also do, I'm a Yoruba man, they also do kidnapping. Igbo man do kidnapping. Igbo man is into robbery.
Yes.
Everybody have the bad eggs.
Yeah.
That's the way I see it.
That's right.
So Ghanaians are flocking to Ghana now because they see Ghana as a safe haven.
Yeah.
It's good business for Ghana because they can bring all their money in. Why not? So what I'm saying is, like this product is going to be something that, yes, Ghanaians may not have heard too much about it. So when it is promoted, people are going to be curious and they want to know more about it.
Yeah.
Now, money will then come in. If you go to American universities, their fee is £50,000 a year, £60,000 a year, £40,000 a year. Then what do they say? Oh, 80% scholarship.
That's right.
Minus the 80%, what do you have left? 10,000, 12,000, 15,000.
That's true.
The same as any UK university. Some UK universities, you even pay less than that. By the time you get discount, 10,000, you even pay under 10,000 for that.
Wow.
And that is the gimmick that the American universities use by flouting so-called scholarship.
That's right.
In Canada, the fees are double UK universities. They too will offer scholarship. But by the time you get there, maybe you get some leeway in the first year. By second year, the person will sweat. Because you have to pay the normal fees. The question is, how do you get out of it? You're already in. So that is why I think, if you ask me, the UK are the most honest. This is our fee. If you pay so and so, we give you 1,000 discount or 2,000 discount. But this is our fee. So from day one, you know what you are getting yourself into.
Exactly. Okay. Okay.
And you're not going to get halfway and suddenly see that you are going to be paying out of your nose. You have to be working 3 shifts, 3 jobs before you can pay your school fees. Because you don't want to live halfway. They know it. It's like you catch a fish, you put the hook in the fish catches the hook, you caught the fish already. Where will the fish go?
He can't go anywhere. Can't go anywhere. Yes.
So we have to understand how all of these things play. And how do we advise our people so that they don't get carried away with these big scholarships they see on signboards. It's gimmick. It's mostly deceptive. For example, I explained to you our fee, IUA fee is $695, what we charge. There are so many things in that fee. People have asked me.
Yeah, you've listed it. In fact, I appreciate when I noticed the list of what the fee covers. I say, oh, okay. Then, I mean, if I knew, I wouldn't have even, mentioned that at all.
Thank you. Because before, it used to be £250 for books alone. Then courier, everything. But now it's all eliminated. All our books are online, on our website, on our portal. You don't have to buy, you can copy it, you can download, you can do whatever you like with it, but they are there. So you save a lot of money. And we don't, somebody asked me, oh, after seeing the acceptance fee, he said, so how much is the exam fee? I said, no, it's all there.
Exactly.
You don't pay separately. He said, really? I said, yes. He said, you don't pay separately for exam. Oh, he said, this is cheap.
Absolutely. Yes.
Another potential rep told me that, Bola, this amount is not good for me. Can I top it up myself and just give you your $695?
Wow.
He said he wanted to charge between 800 and 900 in his own country. And then, but if I'm happy, we only give what we are asking for, which is the $695, but others, he
keeps it. Yes.
I said, fine, if you can get that kind of, it's up to you. Your country, the rules are different. Oh, he said, no. People can afford much more in my country. That's why. And they will probably see your $695. They will say this is not genuine because they'll say it's too cheap. So you see, different countries. That's why I didn't want to lump the Ghana and the China. I didn't want to lump them with Africa, because what we do in Africa, what we charge in Africa, how we manage our affairs in Africa is totally different. What I tell them, what I do with them is different.
Absolutely.
So that is why, for me, I feel if a school can pay $625, a one-off fee, and they have access to the VLE, the virtual learning environment, and students can pay their $695, the school can charge whatever it likes. Don't get involved with that. In Nigeria, the school in Abuja charges 3 million naira, which is about £5,000. And why did they do that? They said, if you are going to go abroad for the same course, you're going to pay £12,000. I explained that to you also.
Yes, you did.
So which means the school says we are saving you money. They say if you go to abroad, £12,000, you have to pay for ticket. You have to pay for visa.
That's right.
You have to pay for accommodation, which is £5,000 addition. You have to feed your child over there. You have to put clothes on your child over there. Your child will go on trips, excursions, whatever, visits. You have to pay for all of it. So it means over there in UK, it's going to cost you £20,000, the very least, for the same cost, we're charging you £5,000. suddenly it makes sense. Because when you finish the IUFP, you are not going to do